Hello, YouTube! Is it too early in my YouTube life to have a special and unique intro? I don't know. I'm still new at this, but everyone has a unique intro, so maybe I should have one too? I'll try things out and see if anything sticks. Anyway, I was actually kind of happy with how the last video turned out, but there were still things nagging in the back of my mind and things that I just had to get out of my brain and onto the screen. That's right, one more deep dive into the world of the potential Sinister Six members from a handful of subscribers. I told you I love Spider-Man. I could talk about his villains forever. He easily has the second best rogues gallery in all of comics after Batman. There's a reason there have been so many iterations of this team and why an MCU version just has to happen. I will die on this hill if I have to. Marvel, Disney, Sony, the powers that be, please let this movie happen. I'll help pay for it even. I've got $30.24. That can buy a few coffees, right? We're good to go. So I still stand by my original Sinister team. 5 villains that we already know, some of them we even kind of love, and 1 leader that we've yet to meet but could easily meet in the same movie or another movie down the line. There were just a few ideas I had that might be more interesting than the straightforward ones that I had already discussed. Let's get the big one out of the way. Venom. Like Morbius, originally it was not unclear if Venom was part of the MCU, and while the first movie was not, officially it has been confirmed that Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock is coming to the MCU. This means Sinister Six or not, he will have to meet Tom Holland's Spider-Man and give Peter Parker that oh-so-merchandisable black suit. Venom has been a member of the Six before, but I feel like he is much better single villain to fight Spider-Man, or have Spider-Man show up when Venom faces Carnage. While certainly possible, I feel like Venom is better used elsewhere. There is one more potential character that could work, and while they have mildly set him up, I think he would be better used elsewhere. In Spider-Man Homecoming, one of the low-level crooks that Peter met was played by Donald Glover. He had a very minor role, and was mostly just used as a connection Peter could use to get information on Toomes' crew and plans. However, he's playing a very particular character, and even stated that he had a nephew. That's because he was Aaron Davis, also known as the Prowler, and more importantly, Miles Morales' uncle. Yep, that guy. I do believe that Miles Morales will come to the MCU in some form, and I would love to see Donald Glover come back and have a major role in that movie, and for that reason, while there is a possibility for him to be in a Sinister Six movie, I really do not think it is a very likely candidate to fight Peter Parker alone. What if a Sinister Six movie includes Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Eddie Brock's Venom? 3 Spider People versus a team of 6 villains? That sounds pretty incredible to me. Let's move on to a character that I think could actually be an amazing member of the Sinister Six, and he would really mess with Peter Parker's head, even more than he already has. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's Quentin Beck. So smarmy and tricky. He really made you believe that he was a hero from another dimension, when even in the comics, Quentin Beck is known as an illusionist. So when it was announced that Mysterio would be showing up in Spider-Man Far From Home, and the first trailer came out, and there was that ridiculously suited character with a fishbowl on his head, many comic fans knew that he was actually the surprise villain of the movie. It was not so much a matter of if he would betray Peter Parker, but when. Well, partway through the movie, and surprise, surprise, Quentin Beck is actually the villain? Shock of the century, that one. But what was a surprise was that Mysterio was not just one person, but a team of people, all of whom had a vendetta against their ex-boss, Tony Stark. It was a brilliant reveal and made so much sense that Quentin had helped creating Mysterio. One of the crew members was William Ginter Riva, played by Peter Billingsley. You know him. He's the guy that Obadiah yelled at in the first Iron Man for not being able to reduce the size of the arc reactor, and he had the great response, "I'm sorry, I'm not Tony Stark." Well, at the end of Far From Home, Beck was defeated and killed by his own drones, but Riva got away. He was actually the one that leaked Peter's secret identity to the Daily Bugle. So happy to have J.K. Simmons back, by the way. Well, what if the rest of the crew revived Mysterio? They could use old recordings, deep fake videos, and really throw Peter's world into chaos. Bring back Jake Gyllenhaal, bring back the fishbowl head, and really turn Peter's world upside down. Another villain that I think could make an interesting addition to the Sinister Six is the Rhino. Now, technically, oh dear lord, Sisevich does not exist in the MCU, and of course they could create him and randomly put him in the movies, but no. What I think they should do is a complete reimagining of the character. Now, it would be a stretch, but there is already a character who is mildly villainous and does have an affinity for rhinos and has a connection to potential technology that could give the rhino his suit or powers. Who remembers Okoye's lover from Black Panther? His name was W'Kabi, leader of the Border Tribe, played by Daniel Kaluuya. He was a minor antagonist from Black Panther that sided with Killmonger in the battle for Wakanda at the end of the movie. And what was his secret weapon? That's right, in the final battle he summoned a herd of rhinos to turn the flow of battle. Now, after Killmonger was defeated and T'Challa became king again, we do not know what actually happened to W'Kabi, and we assume he is imprisoned in Wakanda. Well, what if he escaped? Took some rhinos and vibranium, went to New York, which happens to be one of the places that Killmonger was originally going to send his troops and weapons. Wouldn't that be a fun twist? Turning a side villain into a full villain in his own right? Sounds great to me. Hey, thanks for watching. Maybe give me a like, comment, and what? What do you mean there's more? What? What? Jamie Foxx's Electro is coming to the MCU? What does this mean? Does this mean they are canonizing the Amazing Spider-Man movies? Why would they do that? Are they actually doing something like Into the Spider-Verse with live-action Spider-Man? Because that actually might be kind of cool. Either way, Max Dillon, aka Electro, is coming back, once again played by Jamie Foxx, but it sounds like he will be another interpretation of the character. It will not be blue this time, probably for the best. Electro is definitely another classic Sinister Six member, so he could easily be another piece of this puzzle. There, I'm done. No more Sinister Six theorizing. I finally got out of my brain and into YouTube. I do not care what happens next. I can finally stop thinking about it until they actually announce what's happening. Of course, they could go the other way with it and completely destroy all my wishes and theorizing with a statement tomorrow. Wouldn't that be depressing? Anyway, see you later!